And we're back, and let's talk about chapter 11. In this chapter, first of all, I want to let you guys know the language in this chapter is a lot. So I just want you guys to remember this kind of language has come up in other chapters too, but it's a lot in this chapter especially. The specific word that they are going to be using in this chapter is obviously not a word that is good to say. It's not good to say now. It wasn't good to say back then either. But the reason that the author included it in the book is because it speaks to the time period and how people spoke and what they believed about other people back then, specifically blacks. So take that language with a grain of salt. Obviously, you don't ever want to say that word, but it is in the book for historical context and accuracy and to just show the authenticity of that time period. So I just wanted to warn you guys about that word before we start talking about the chapter. Now, also, if you're listening to the audiobook on YouTube, the reader of the audiobook does say that word, and we've talked about this 100 times, but so you guys know, but if it's in the book, it is okay for the author to say because, or for the reader of the audiobook to say, because the reader is saying it not in a derogatory way. She's not saying it to somebody else or using it in conversation. She's reading what the book says. So just keep that in mind too, okay? Now, let's talk about chapter 11. So in chapter 11, we meet a woman named Mrs. DeBose. And she is a very interesting character. She is both a terrible, nasty, mean, awful, gross person, and a person that we can honestly just feel really bad for once we understand her situation. And the kids, Scout and Jem, have to learn this along the way in the chapter. So I want to let you guys know up front what is wrong with this character, I guess, or why we should feel bad for her, up front, because I know the first time I read it, I didn't really understand what her condition was. I just saw her as a terrible, person. Even at the end of the chapter, I had a hard time catching on to, wait, what was her problem? What was going on? So I want to let you guys know up front, if you would rather, read it first and try to figure it out, on your own, you might want to pause it now because there's a tiny spoiler alert that I'll bring up. But if you are the kind of person that maybe just wants to know up front, or maybe you are like me and you might not have figured it out, by the end of the chapter on your own, you can listen so I can let you know. And that way, as you read, you can kind of be looking for those hints along the way of, oh, that makes sense. This is, what's going on with her. I can see that now as I'm reading. So the thing that's going on with Mrs. DeBose in the chapter is she is a drug addict. So she's specifically addicted to morphine, which is a very powerful painkiller. And I won't give away all the details of her addiction and everything like that. We'll talk about that more next week because I don't want to give away too much to you guys in this video before you read it because it is such a good chapter and I want you guys to kind of have it revealed to you as you read. But that's what's going on with Mrs. DeBose. And you'll get to see how the children interact with her and things like that and what happens. This is another pretty action-packed chapter, by the way. Now, next week, since this is my last video for this week, I know it's only Tuesday, but you guys will have other work to do that I didn't make videos for this week. So just to let you guys know, next week we will be going into a lot of the deeper meaning in these two chapters that you read this week, both for the event that happened in chapter 10 and also the event that's going to happen at the end of chapter 11. There is kind of some deeper meaning behind it. So if you want to challenge yourself and think about maybe the symbolism behind these things, so maybe what these might mean on a deeper level or what they reveal about the society or what lessons they might teach. You can think about it for sure. But we'll also be talking about that next week too, because there is so much to it. And so for the rest of the week, though, like I said, I'm not going to make videos besides yesterday's and today's for this week. Tomorrow, I have set up a Kahoot for you to play to review all of part 1 of To Kill a Mockingbird. So this is chapters 1 through 11. And it's really fun. I know it's just a review game, but I have access to like Kahoot Premium right now because of everything that's going on. And you guys, I have way too much fun with that, okay? Way too much time to sit on my computer and play with Kahoot. So I would encourage you to play it. I'm not going to have you like turn it in. It's not required, but it'll definitely help you on the test that we will be having over part 1. We'll be having that test next week. And we're not going to have it on Monday. I don't know the exact day that we're going to have it as of right now when I'm making this video, but I will definitely keep you guys updated on when you're going to have that. Obviously, it'll be open book, open note, everything, because you'll be at home. And I'll let you know how the points are going to work and everything like that. But that will be what that Kahoot is for. And you guys, I got pretty hip with this. I included memes in this Kahoot about the quarantine, so you should probably play it. It's pretty fun. There's pictures. It's a lot of fun. So that's for Wednesday. And then for Thursday, you're going to be doing a journal about courage. So that's kind of what to look forward to for the rest of the week. On Friday, we do not have school because of Easter coming up. So I want to wish you guys a happy Easter and enjoy your long weekend. And I will be looking at your work this week, and I will talk to you again next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.